American Jugad Innovation brings you another exciting adventure. Enjoy! Vroom vroom!
Hello folks, here we are at Jugad Innovation Productions, doing our first video. We're trying our best, never done one before, but this is what we're going to be doing. We've got our boat motor. It's been over a year since the lower unit oil has been changed. Very important to change that lower unit oil. So this is a Yamaha 2-stroke, 70 horsepower, 2004 TLRC, and but the thing is, most of these outboard motors, they're awfully alike. So whatever you do here, you can do to just about every other motor that there is outboard. So here's the lower unit down here. It's all in here, and it's got some screws, and we're going to take 2 screws out. We're going to put this in here, and oh, by the way, we've got this fancy contraption. And it screws in and it pumps the oil down, up into the motor, into the lower unit, and fills it all the way up. And so if you're using one of these, you get it done. So we're going to have some fun. Like I said, first video, we're going to just enjoy it. Here we go with American Jugad Innovations. Changing the lower unit oil. Alright folks, here we go, a little Jugad Innovation. Starting off, we're going to be changing the oil here in this lower unit. It's got 2 screws that you've got to take out. There's the first one, that's on the top. You want to loosen that up, make sure it can come undone. Down here on the bottom, you want to loosen that one up, make sure it can come undone. Now, think of this thing as being one big oil tank, alright? And so what you want to do is get this corner of the oil tank at the lowest point so all the oil will drain out of it. So here we go, coming down right there. Alright, so now we've got it down at the lowest point, as you can see. So the next thing we need to do is go on ahead and drain the oil out of this. So we're going to hold this bag underneath. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we came up with a little innovation here. Normally you would use one of these and you would drain the oil into there and you get oil all over the inside of it, and you'd have to take it and clean it all out and drain it into something else. So we're just going to kind of shortcut it. We'll still use this, but we're just going to use it as a stand. We're going to use a Ziploc bag, and we're going to hold this thing down here, and you'll see how we use it. Okay, where's the screw? Screw's right there. Now I fully expect once this oil starts to come out that it's probably not going to be too pretty. It's been about a year since we've changed this. Now if you would grab hold of that. Yep, look at that. What a great job. See that oil coming out? Look what color that is. It's kind of clear, but it's got a little bit of cloudiness in it. So that says that we've had just a little bit of moisture coming in. That's okay. So here's where we get creative. Use a little duct tape to hold this in place while it's going to drain. Now notice we took the bottom one out, but we didn't take the top one out yet. We did that on purpose. The reason is once we pop that top one off, the oil is going to come shooting out of there, but I want to make sure we got the duct tape to hold it. Here we go. So watch what happens down here. See how it's starting to come out now? See how it's coming out? Now I've seen a lot worse. I mean, that's black. It's got a lot of carbon in it, and I'll tell you, most times this is the one from the lower. If I'm not mistaken, these screws are magnetized, and so when you take this out, if you've had some damage to your gears in the lower end, you would see little metal shavings all over the bottom here that you'd obviously want to clean out. But since this one doesn't have any shavings, it means one or two things. Either it's not magnetized, but I believe it is. Oh, here, let me see that screwdriver. Screwdriver. Thank you. Nope, not magnetized. Is that one magnetized? Yes. Oh, there we go. This is the one that came out of the bottom. Top. Oh, it should have been on the bottom. Here we go. So now it should have been on the bottom. Look at here. See this? these are metal shavings. See these? That are stuck to this magnet. Look, see that? Can you see the silver? So, you know, it's not bad. That's a little bit of wear, but it's showing you that this magnet is actually catching the metal, and that's important because you can't lubricate very well with metal particles. So that's not terribly bad, but there was metal there. And as you see, the last time we changed this out, or whoever did, they put the wrong screw in the top. This should have been in the bottom. So anyway, that's what that screw's for. So we're going to let this drain out. You want to let it drain until it stops dripping, you know, because the more you get out of it, the better. So we're just going to let it sit here, and we'll come back later. Down here, the bag is just about got the drip stopped, which is close enough for us. In a perfect world, you'd wait a little bit longer. So next, you're going to need to go down and pick up one of these lower unit pump contraptions. Pretty interesting. All it is a pump that fits inside of one of these and has threads on it. These threads are the same threads as what's on the end of that screw. So we're going to screw that in the lower unit, and the whole theory is you screw it in down here, you start pumping, you fill it all the way up until it gets to the top, and then it'll start coming out of here, and that will ensure that in fact you've got it full. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to first of all move the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lower the motor yet, because you want to have this part not low. So let's get the motor lowered down. So Matt, son, if you get that bag and hold it. Close the bag. There you go. Lower the motor. There we go. Got the motor lowered. Now then, pull this back. Got some oil going down here. So just got paper towels for it. Screw that in. Pull this right here. Get it screwed in nice and tight. You don't want it leaking on you. Got you. Go ahead and put that in there. Move that down. Let's move this out of the way. Let's move this in here a little bit. Okay. So you see he's pumping that oil. Now, while he's doing that, you got two choices. You can buy the regular High-Point 90 oil, which is just lower unit gear oil, or you can buy this other oil. It's a synthetic. It's costs a little bit more, but you know, this lower unit has a lot of gears in it, and they turn awful fast. So I'm willing to spend a little bit more money to get the better synthetic lower unit oil, and we will know that we couldn't get any better once you buy that synthetic. So we're going to continue to pump, and we're just going to speed this up real quick. And so whenever you change these out, it's recommended that those washers that are on that screw, that you change those out too. We've got some brand new ones, so we put those on. Now it's important that you put the screw on the top first, because once again it will hold a lot of the oil from the bottom from spilling all over. So now comes the challenge. We've got to get this out. We're going to lift the motor up and make it easier. Grab an oil can. Okay. So now, see the screw. Once again, you change out those O-rings. This time we made sure that we got the screw that's got the magnet. You've got to put that in the bottom. It's important. As you see, not everybody gets that right the first time. Get these nice and snug. I guess it's about 15 foot-pounds that you put on these screws, maybe 18, something like that. Go back and you want to double check both of them. This is one time when you don't want to have a loose screw. Okay, now it's time for cleanup, and this is the best part. So, just take that, wipe that motor off any places where you see any oil. It's still be on that motor. Take the bag. Right between you and there on the ground. Give me that one that's sitting on the ground right there. Okay. Can you hold this just for a second? Not where it's oily. Not where it's oily. Hold it here. My hand's cleaned off a little bit. Now you notice he's wearing gloves and I'm not. I should have put gloves on, and I will for my next video. So here we go. Come over here. You seal that up. Just here, take this last one. So we got it all cleaned up. So, you need to use safe oil measures to take this to either a garage somewhere or something. You don't want to throw that in the garbage. It's got to go to proper disposal. So you do that. So there you go. That's changing the lower unit oil, and ought to be good for maybe another year until we change it out again. Thanks, folks.